Hi, I'm Gaurav Tripathi, founder of Innoplexis. Studied at IIT Bombay and have been an entrepreneur since 2005 from my fourth year. And Innoplexis was my third venture, had a couple of exits. At Innoplexis, we are amongst the world's top 15 players in life sciences AI. So we've been working with top 30 global pharma companies, helping them with drug discovery and development, essentially just telling them which drug will work or not. And all this while, our focus has been oncology, cancer. And with that, I'll just give you a fact people might not know. In 2020, globally, 10 million people died of cancer alone. And that is what is motivating us. Can we find a solution to this problem? Can we solve for cancer? So that's about Innoplexis. We are amongst the world's leading players from intellectual property perspective. We have more than 170 patents in artificial intelligence, computer vision, ontologies, and across US and Europe. We're consistently among the world's top 10, 15 players in this domain. And now we have our holding company, which is called Partex, in which we have done a couple of acquisitions in last 2 years. We have acquired a biotech company where we are working on our own oncology assets to bring out the drugs in the market for cancer. And we have a high throughput screening lab in Germany, which we have acquired. And we have a healthcare platform called Amrit as well. That's about us.
How does this award mean for you?
This award, definitely, thanks to Business World for this recognition. This is a recognition for our team, for our decade plus effort that we have been putting through the hard work of our team, where we have put thousands of hours put together, millions of lines of code, and where this is a recognition that yes, the problem which we are working on solving cancer and really building a technology product in artificial intelligence out of India. So that's a dedication. This award is dedicated to my team.
So as far as AI is concerned, AI in healthcare is concerned, it is not regulated as much as we need at the moment. So what are your take on the same? Like, would you like to? Is there anything government can do and should do in this sector?
Government definitely should look at regulating AI. And just earlier this week, we saw European Union setting off that historic AI regulation. We in Bharat, we urgently need to look at regulation, because without regulation, we will end up becoming digital colony. Why I say that? Because for AI, the core, the fuel is data, and we see already world's topmost players, the largest companies of the world are here, which are building their products using data of Bharat, of our people, of our citizens. And if we don't regulate it, we'll end up becoming a slave, because they will have access to all of the data. It will be very difficult for any startup or any other company to compete with these big giants, because all of these large players will have exclusive access to the data. And then in return, we will end up paying for all of the services, which will be powered using our own data.
How safe is it to use AI in healthcare sector?
It is very safe, of course, given the regulations and the kind of the stack that one should use. Of course, we need to take care that at no point of a time personal information or patients' information or citizens' information should go out. So if we are taking care of all of this, anonymizing everything, removing the personal information, and removing all of the information which could be potentially a risk, a security risk, then it's, of course, it is completely safe.
Like till this year, we have seen that SaaS has been the most like favorite sector for investors and all. So when we always look at AI as one of the sectors, one of the booming sectors in India. So what are the checklist like founder from a SaaS or AI company can look at while pitching their ideas to the investors while in early stages?
In early stages, we'll say don't get distracted by all the talks around fundraise and funding and this and that. Focus on getting to the product market fit as early as possible. Focus on talking to your customers, building something of value. You don't need thousands of customers. all you need initially is just maybe 10 or 100 customers who are really getting value out of your product, your service, yeah, and are willing to pay, right? So willingness to pay is a very important factor. Initially, a lot of people may be excited about trying out a new service, but if you haven't checked for the willingness to pay, you may make a mistake in misunderstanding this excitement for something new for a good product. Like, people will be really willing to pay for something. That's the true test.
Like AI and in AI and SaaS, sticking to the loyal customer base, sticking to a recurring customer base has always been the key to succeed. So what are some of the strategies you would like to share? Startup AI startup can like follow to stick to that customer loyal base.
So at Innoplexis, we have experienced this ourselves, wherein we have been working with top 30 global pharma players, and we work with top 3 of the top 5 CROs in the world, and we have a strategic partnership with one of the largest CROs in the world called Parexel. They have been working with us for more than 4 years now, and all this while, what started as a small project, as a small POC, and now we see they have become a strategic partner with their chief digital officer coming to the board of Partex, and that's why we see that we have seen this journey, and with many more customers. I think what is important is not forgetting the value, and not thinking of value in a short term. Really think about the value that you can continue delivering to the customer over a period of time. If we are just thinking that a solution or something can provide an immediate value, or just give you this value right now, yeah, that is good for a short term. But if they don't see value in the longer term, then you will ultimately lose out on that customer. For us, it's been like they started with one area, then they asked for more, and since we have so much data, we are world's largest data repository for life sciences globally. They realize that more and more they keep working with us every step. Maybe this team, then the other team started getting more value, the other division, other department. So that's how in an organization we have been able to grow slowly, working with different team members and growing with each project, with each license, with each user. So I think that is what matters, that pick up the large accounts, right, and keep navigating inside. That's the secret.
Like balancing the value proposition while scaling has always been tough for startups. We have seen startup boasting profitability metrics such as SPAT, EBITDA. So how founders can look at it and like balance these two things, value and scaling proposition at the same time.
So here, I think a lot of the times we have seen that, especially in India, founders have always thought of scaling in terms of that if you have to scale revenues, or if you have to scale the profit, you need to scale the team and the expenses accordingly, and that has been, in my view, that's a mistake. Yeah, because if you end up scaling in a way wherein you have to burn more and more cash, then anyways it's not sustainable, right? And that is where we need to see that if the product is at a stage wherein the incremental burn that you are going to undertake for every dollar that you earn. So again, in startup parlance, the unit economics, right? If we look at SaaS and AI that play, the unit economics that way is account based. You look at large accounts and then you think from an account perspective that, okay, it's not that what you are getting maybe $500,000 project there, or that's an entry point, right? But think more that, okay, the same problem can we connect to the other team members, and more team members, and that way with the same solution you can go within the organization to more and more customers internally, right? And hence the scale should be that you should not end up hiring a lot more or burning more and more resources to achieve the same amount of revenue. I think that's the key.
The year 2023 was more about caution and correction. So what are some of the strategies you aim to follow to stay sustainable and in this tough atmosphere?
So for us, it's been a very interesting 2023. So like till 2022, we have been growing globally for more than 12 years. We are a strong player in Europe. We are known as the German artificial intelligence champion or the Google of life sciences. But all this while, we didn't have any business in India, or we didn't have any investor from India on our cap table in Partex and or in Liplexus. But in 2023, for the first time, we saw that we got a very strong pull and a very strong inbound from government. When we started meeting people in government, and that's when we realized that government in India is so much bullish on artificial intelligence and on healthcare, right? Like for example, in healthcare, government understand it's a significant challenge, and going forward, it's going to be a significant challenge for India. I'll give another fact which is going on WhatsApp in last 1 week. For lung cancer, the ratio between smoker and non-smoker has become 1:1 in Delhi. Really, so it doesn't matter whether you smoke or not. The risk of you getting lung cancer is equally high because of the pollution, and this is going to escalate the healthcare cost. So hence, government knows that we need to solve this problem, and for us, it was a very good time. In 2023, we became part of Asia's largest health data program, which is called Disha, DIISHA. And in Disha, we are the complete technology backend. We are helping government monetize that data, yeah, in a ethical, legal, and a compliant way. So that's a big project that we got. We got through one of our sister companies, we got into National Highway for Electric Vehicle. There again, we are using blockchain and AI to monetize all of this data. So for us, 2023 was that we could already see that in Europe, the economy is hit a bit, right? So in terms of revenues, we will have some pressure in Europe, and we were able to see it early on, and hence we shifted our focus to India as well. That okay, what is the business that we can get from India? And mind you, we had never done anything in India earlier, but now we are in part of these large programs. And this year again is where we got Indian investors. So Dr. Ranjan Pai, Kiran Majumdar-Shaw, Dabur family, all of such prominent people from India, they are now backing. So for us, 2023 really has been, I'll say, back to India in a way.
As far as consumers are concerned, what is the stark difference between a European consumer and an Indian consumer?
So global consumer. So I've lived in US, Europe, and all of that. What I've seen is there is difference between European and US customers, and then Indian and his customers. Prime difference in Europe, I have seen that the customers are very, very quality conscious and value conscious as well, right? They are willing to pay a lot more premium for the brands, but then they also are very peculiar about the quality, right? And the value that utility driven is factor is also there. While in India, more and more we see on the consumer side, it's a very interesting that people have a lot much cash to spend now. But again, here still the idea of being quality conscious and value conscious has not still seeped in, right? It's still here the consumers are more driven by the hype, yeah, and definitely the premium end which is there. It's very much driven by the brands which are getting a lot more attention. So I want to latch on to those brands which are in limelight today, right? But at the same time, if we look slightly below, there India still remains cost conscious, but there again the aspiration is more that while being cost conscious, I will choose the brand which is being talked about more in my peer. So that's where I see the differences.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
It was really insightful.
Thank you.